Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
Welcome back to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with me, Karl Fitzpatrick. Well, Board Bia are now accepting expressions of interest for their FoodWorks programme in 2020. Here to tell us more about the programme is one of their mentors, Joanna Walker. Joanna, before we discuss FoodWorks 2020, tell us about your own business, Purple Basil.
Yes, thanks for having me, Karl. So my business is Purple Basil, and we're a sales and marketing consultancy, and we support food manufacturers to win and grow business with retailers. So myself and my team have many years of experience working as retail buyers across the major supermarkets in the UK. And so we've seen firsthand the pitfalls and challenges businesses face when trading with retailers, and we really understand what it takes to launch and grow a food brand.
Now, you were also one of the mentors on the FoodWorks programme, but what is the FoodWorks programme all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's an accelerator program for high potential food and drink businesses, and it's run by the three government agencies, Board Bia, Chegascan and Enterprise Ireland. And they're working together in collaboration since 2012. And it's really a program that's designed to help entrepreneurs launch and scale their businesses rapidly.
And what eligibility criteria must an applicant satisfy to be considered for the program?
So we're really looking for individuals and companies that are at the early stage of their business development. People who believe they have an innovative, cutting-edge product which is addressing a really key gap in the market. I think what we're really looking for in terms of the individuals are that they have the ambition to grow and export and ultimately scale for export.
So what does the application process for the FoodWorks programme entail?
Yeah, so we're just at the moment asking people to get in touch, and you can do that via the website, which is foodworksireland.ie. And we're having an introductory event at Board Bia in Dublin on the 26th of November, where we will have everyone on the programme from the three agencies in attendance. And it will start with just a conversation, really, between the companies and the agencies to figure out if this programme is right for them. So we really just want people to start getting in touch so we can start those conversations. And following the introductory event, a formal application will follow.
And once a business has been accepted onto the programme, what happens next?
The applicants are selected based on some very defined criteria, including innovation, market insight, the ability to scale and export, commercial potential and strength of the team. The programme would then kick off in around February 2020 and runs through to end of November.
And talk to us about the format and structure of the programme itself, Joanna.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a series of business mentors. So this year there's four of us. That includes myself, a retail expert. There's John Stapleton, who's the founder of Little Dish, a Newcomer Garden Soup company. He's also an investor. Eamon Rice, who's a former Group Kerry director. And Matt Bentley is ex-Kellogg's, Nestle and Green Isle marketing consultant. So we all bring some very different skills. And then, of course, we have all of the fantastic people from Board Bia, Chegascan Enterprise Ireland, and a very supportive and engaging programme facilitator, Dorina, who brings us all together. We also have a couple of other mentors, Moira Creedon, who's a food business planning expert, and Gavin Sherry, who's a manufacturing consultant. So you can see there's a real broad range of business mentors. But we get buddied up with one of the companies for the programme. So this year I've been working with two businesses very close. We hold their hands through the course of the programme, act as a sounding board, and at any point they can really contact us and bounce things off us. We meet every month in Dublin, and we have 3-hour face-to-face meetings, and we're there to coach and mentor these companies throughout the programme. There's also a market study visit overseas. This year we were in London, and that's for the companies to get a really good, deep understanding of the export market, competition, trends, and identify trading opportunities. As well as that, the companies would also get consumer and market insights and their products validated through consumer research through Board Bia's Thinking House.
And Joanna, in terms of your role as a coach and mentor to participants, what approach do you take to this?
Well, I find the entrepreneurs that I work with really appreciate someone to give them direction and keep them moving and hold them to account, to actions, and really help them develop their business plan at pace. One of the key outputs of the programme is for them to develop an investor-ready business plan and a pitch at the end of the year. So this business plan is a really good, solid piece of work. It's not just a financial document, but it's covering all elements of launching a food business, including the brand strategy, consumer insight, market insight, sales strategy, marketing strategy, route to market, including logistics. And we really help them work through all these different elements using our experience and expertise, and just helping them get to that very thorough end point.
Talk to me about some of the businesses that you've worked with through this programme, and can you tell us how they're progressing since they completed it?
Sure. So one of the companies that was on the programme last year, just as an example, is Feed, who is the producers of very convenient, nutritious vegan meals. And Shane is the founder, and he was one of the companies that I worked with last year. He's a fantastic individual, exceptionally ambitious, huge amount of drive, and it was an absolute pleasure to work with him over the course of the year. He's achieving some fantastic success. He's now exporting. He's listed in the UK retailer Ocado. He's got some interesting conversations happening for opportunities in early 2020. So I'd say he's one of the great success stories of the programme.
Now, many will say that the Irish food producer market is saturated. What are your thoughts on that?
As a UK-based consultant, I come to Dublin every month, and I find it's a very exciting place to be in terms of the food industry. Bord Bia do the most fantastic job supporting the Irish food and drink sector. There's a huge amount of innovation. So personally, as somebody working in a potential export market for Ireland, I see Ireland as a very exciting and an innovative place to find new food and drink products. So I actually have a very positive view on the Irish food and drink market.
Joanna, you're ideally placed to assess the sentiment amongst food manufacturers and retailers at present. So with Brexit looming, what are the main challenges facing the sector?
So the main challenges for export will be the cost of trading and with the UK in terms of logistics and any tariffs. And that could mean that the products are priced out of the market. So, I mean, that is the biggest risk in relation to Brexit. But in terms of the UK's desire and demand for importing goods, there is still a huge requirement. The UK is not self-sufficient, and there will always be demand for consumers for high-quality, fantastically innovative products from overseas. So, you know, we have to think positively that actually this change may actually cause opportunities and that might not have existed otherwise.
Joanna, many small food producers report that they find it very difficult to get face-to-face meetings with buyers in supermarket groups. What advice have you got for them in that respect?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, people need to understand that the retail buyers are exceptionally busy and they are bombarded with food producers presenting their products to them. So what's crucial is for you to stand out from the crowd. And what retail buyers mostly appreciate is manufacturers that have really done their groundwork and they've really spent time understanding that retailer and the range that they're currently stocking. And if you're able to articulate the customer rationale and the a solid commercial proposal, that probably will give you the airtime. So what I mean by that is really taking time to understand where in the store your product should be displayed, understand who your competitive set is, understand what really makes you different from what they're currently selling, and being able to articulate why your brand, your product could potentially deliver incremental sales to that buyer from that piece of space by perhaps bringing new customers into the fixture.
And on the topic of commercial proposals, I think a lot of food producers struggle when it comes to negotiating with large supermarket groups. So what advice have you got for food producers when they're going in to negotiate pricing with supermarkets?
I think the most important thing for food manufacturers to consider is what the customer will pay for the product and what's a fair price. A lot of people, especially small businesses, think that the way to cost the product is adding up the costs in the supply chain, and that takes you to a retail price, ensuring that everyone achieves the margin that they need to run a successful business. But actually, it's really important, like I've described before, is understanding the competitive set and the consumer and understanding what they'd be willing to pay for that product based on what satisfies that need that they have. So it might be prudent to really understand the price positioning of what you'll be sitting next to on the shelf and making sure that you're comfortable that that price position stacks up for the customer, and then working backwards from that point to ensure the margins are satisfied.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Joanna Walker from Purple Basil, and I would encourage local food and drink businesses to consider applying for next year's Foodworks programme.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast